Excuses. I'm so sick and tired of excuses. 10 years ago, I lost 60 pounds in 16 weeks. No, I didn't take steroids. No, that picture is not photoshopped. I had a genuine desire to be at the gym every single day so that for that day I would be better than I was the day before. But several years later, I started working. I started being busy. I worked 80 hours a week for several years of my life. Somewhere down the line, I said, I don't have time to go to the gym. Somewhere down the line, I said, I don't have as much time for my health anymore. Somewhere down the line, I said, being stronger today than I was yesterday is no longer one of my priorities. And that's simply not right. I said in my fat shaming video that you can't judge somebody based on their appearance, but I can judge myself. I know why I look like this. I know all the fast food that I eat. I know all the times where I say, I don't want to go to the gym, I want to play video games instead. I don't want to go to the gym, I want to make this YouTube video instead. Or I don't want to go to the gym, I just want to drink with some of my friends instead. The result of that is this. I don't take any medicines. Anything that I eat manifests itself in my physical form. There are no excuses for this. That diet I did 10 years ago and powerlifting both built my work ethic to become a more successful person. If 10 years ago Bernard were to come back and see me today, he wouldn't be happy with this. He wouldn't be happy that Bernard now has given up on his health, given up on the very ideals that built the person who he is today. Back then, I wanted to be a better person every day in every sense.
April 4th, 2010, 4:09 p.m. Meal number 4, sweet potato and chicken.
10 years later, I am almost that person, except for this. I eat a lot of burrito bowls. Oh, look what I'm eating again. It's Chipotle. 3 days in a row, 3 wonderful days. I could eat this every single day of my life. So we're going to get back there. Today I have hired Shelby Starnes, my coach from 10 years ago when I lost the weight the first time. Today is the start. This is the very first weight loss vlog, and we will get my life back together. For the diet, we are starting off very easy. It is 6 meals, all the same. 50 grams protein, 30 grams carbohydrates, 15 grams fat. Except for the very final meal where there's no carbs. That's it. We're gonna start very simply. But this is roughly the number of calories that we're gonna be consuming a day. Now, I say roughly because we don't count things like the protein in peanut butter. If we use peanut butter for fats, we only count the fat content. If we use oatmeal for carbohydrates, we only count the carbohydrates. And if we use chicken for protein, we only count the protein in the chicken, not the fat or the carbohydrates. So you might be wondering, what foods can you eat while we're on a diet here? Well, here's some examples. For carbohydrates, we can use raw fruits, which we will wash. Shelby requests that I eat fruit at least once a day. We can use oatmeal, we can use rice, brown or white, doesn't matter. We can use potatoes, we can use sweet potatoes, and we can use this Ezekiel bread. There's a few more options, but you need to be reasonable, and these are probably the most broad options. For proteins, this is probably the easiest one. We can use a mix of whey and casein. We can use chicken breast, not drumsticks. We can use lean turkey, which is 93.7, that's 7% fat. And we can use eggs mixed in a ratio of 1 whole egg to 6 egg whites. Quite a bit different than the eggs that I was eating earlier. Now for added fats, we're going to use natural peanut butter, macadamia nut oil, olive oil, fish oil, and those are the only fats I'm going to use this time around. For this plan, every other meal can be a shake, meaning that I can eat 3 solid meals and 3 protein shakes mixed with oatmeal and some peanut butter or some other fats. This saves me so much time now. Cardio is built into the plans that Shelby Starnes uses. For the base plan, we're going to do 2 30-minute sessions before breakfast. We're gonna keep my heart rate at 70% of my maximum, that's calculated by age. And then we're gonna do 2 days of high intensity intervals, which means we'll do a 5-minute warm-up. And then for 15 minutes, each minute, we're going to have 45 seconds where we're at steady state, and then 15 seconds where we go to a full-on sprint. After that, we have 10-minute rest. So that's a total of 4 cardio sessions a week. I'm surprised Shelby took over my training. We're doing 5 days a week, high volume training, which means we're doing a lot of reps. More reps than I would like. I'll have another video highlighting my training, but I have a guess he took over my training because my body is very much untrained. You can tell from these pictures I'm not trained at all, actually. A far cry from what I'd been doing 10 years ago. These workouts are tough. There's high reps for some of these sets. As I'm starting this, not everything is perfect. In fact, I have some major issues. The day before I was going to start this program, I tweaked my back on squats. If there's one thing you notice about me in some of these videos, I have a severe posture problem that involves my head and neck. My head is too far forward. My shoulders have now rolled forward, and this puts additional stress on my back. Add on to the fact that my hamstrings are always tight, means that that was the recipe for this particular disaster. Shelby wants me to train through it. And I've had this injury before. I don't think it's a huge deal, it's just a minor setback. Second, I have awful sleeping habits. I go to sleep at 12 or 1 o'clock. I wake up at 5 every day. That's a residual from working for 80 hours a week. I'm always thinking about things. I don't sleep until late. I wake up early because I'm still thinking things. When you don't get enough sleep, you don't recover properly. When you don't recover properly, how are you going to do a high volume training plan? How are you going to get up early for cardio in the morning before breakfast? Anyways, it's time to stop thinking, time to stop talking, and time to start doing. We will get back into that physical shape, and sometime during 2017, I will be better, I will be stronger, I will be leaner, and I will be in better condition than I was 10 years ago. Enough is enough, and no more excuses.